Hello, everybody. My name is Mike,
My name is Janet.
and welcome to the book report presented by the Millions. This week, Janet and I are going to be talking about a book that we both read by an author who's very special to us. The author is named Paul Murray, and his new book is called The Mark and the Void. I'm just going to go right into it. What did you think of this book? I've been waiting to hear your opinion on this for like a week now.
Here's maybe the sticking point I had with it. It is a humorous novel about the Irish financial crisis. Paul Murray is very funny. Like, Skippy Dies is very, very funny. But I was cringing more than I was supposed to, I think. It was almost like a horror movie where I was like, don't go in the house, don't go in the house, don't go in the house. Like, I know it's going to be funny. Somebody described it as a madcap novel, and that is very true. Where it's just like there's a lot of like very unrealistic characters, like a lot of the action is totally berserk, but I couldn't let go. I couldn't just let go and enjoy it. And too often, I was just like, no, that's such a bad idea.
So often, yes. There are so many bad decisions made in the book by the characters, and so many disasters I was doing the same thing. I was cringing.
There's all kinds of crazy things going on, and Claude is always sort of at the center of it, and he's so passive. And I found myself getting so mad at him.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's two characters who are particularly, like, self-destructive. At one point, like, Claude comes home and he finds that they're both there and they've, like, drank a bunch of his champagne and are, like, eating his food. And he's like, hey, what are you doing here? And they're like, oh, sorry, oh, yeah, we just... And I was just like, get mad! Like, throw them out of your apartment! You know, and he just doesn't. And it made me crazy.
He's kind of a maddening character because he's a really nice guy, but he's also just way too nice. Every time someone gives him bad advice, and it's usually Paul, the novelist, or I want to say Igor. Was it Igor, his assistant?
Igor, yeah.
Then he follows their insane advice against, and you know he knows better, but it's just like you said, he's just totally passive and totally. It really does get frustrating. Although you know that's kind of what leads to a lot of the book's funniest scenes.
It made me think a lot about Skippy Dies, because Skippy Dies is about a group of boys in a Dublin private school, and it's similar to this book in that a lot of the characters are like have harebrained ideas, they talk nonsense all the time, but in that book the stakes are so low. I mean, I think in Skippy Dies, like they're trying to like time travel or something. Like they have some like dumb idea that they can make a time machine, and you're just like, you guys are crazy, but it's so charming. And like in this book, it's a very similar environment of like crazy people just like messing around, but they're dealing with millions of dollars.
Yes, exactly.
The stakes are so high, and they're like ruining lives.
I feel like there's a lot of anger in there, which is, I'm kind of impressed he made the main character, Claude, an investment banker, because you can kind of tell Paul Murray does not like these people, but he makes the character very sympathetic, although he largely makes his coworkers and his bosses very unsympathetic and very kind of masters of the universe evil. So you can tell, I think that Murray is just like really enraged about the whole thing, but it's just sort of sublimating it through humor. It's a great author, great book, and it's, I don't know, it's definitely the funniest book you'll probably read about the global economic meltdown. And maybe the only funny one ever written, I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, if anybody can do it, Paul Murray can do it. He's incredible. Maybe I just should have been drunk the whole time I was reading it.
Oh, that would have been good.
I should have tried that.
Maybe we should just have a drunken rereading of Paul Murray's oeuvre.
Yeah. So this has been a sad, tragic, but sometimes funny episode of the book report.
Absolutely. That's the way we like it.
Would have been better if we were drunk.
We maybe should have filmed this at midnight. or whenever the Cubs game is over. So there you have it, The Mark in the Void by the great Paul Murray. We recommend it, unless you're economically depressed right now. Great book, great author. Read Skippy Dies also. And keep watching the book report presented by the Millions. Thank you for joining us today. And we will see you soon. You'll never walk alone, Jack.
You'll never walk alone, Mike. This is like book report mythology. Skippy Dies is one of the first book reviews I ever wrote, and I wrote it for Mike when he was the editor of Bookslut.
That's right. That was, the first review I got from you.
Do not Google that review.
It was, that was, and then we bonded. I was reviewing it for NPR, so we bonded over how much we loved it. Mm-hmm. And now here we are, hosting the most popular literary, computer, television, internet web show in the history of the world.
Well, thanks, Paul Murray.